Nope, I'm just starting. Thank you, though. Oops. Thanks. All right, y'all. Let's do this thing. So hey, it's been a long time since I've done any live streaming. My name is Mike Bifulco. I am a software developer and designer and frequent startup employee. I've been live streaming, gosh, I looked this morning since 2015, almost 10 years, which is kind of wild, although very intermittently. And today, my plan is to adjust my microphone volume down ever so slightly so that I stop peaking so much. Maybe, ooh, you know what? I think that might do. All right, so here we go. Yeah. So the plan today is for me to work on my own website. I want to test some new features from my friends at Resend. Resend are they make developer tools for email that are just React based, and they have some new features this week that I'm interested in trying out. So they had a big feature launch week, and I want to poke around with that stuff. So let's get into it. Um, let's see. I think I've got all this set up right. Yes, no? Oh my gosh. Hold on. We'll get this right eventually. Loading. There we go. Okay. So hopefully you can hear me well. Hopefully you can hear a bit of music and it's not annoying. If it is annoying, let me know and I will stop it. Um, and you can see the stream chat and whatnot. Although I will rip that out of here if I have to. Yeah, so Resend are our friends. They are backed by Y Combinator, which is something that actually my company went through. So I'm CTO of a startup called Craftwork. We are a tech-connected home painting company. Today I'm going to be working on things that are primarily targeted towards my own site. So I maintain a website for myself where I post things that I've learned, things that I'm working on, and I share a newsletter for product developers and startup people and people generally interested in building things with React. And I have been running my own site for quite a long time. I have a newsletter that I broadcast from my my little corner of the world once a week, roughly. Although I miss some weeks with my busy life lately, but goes out to about over 600 developers around the world and people whose interests sort of align with mine. And I've been using ConvertKit for that for a long time. And to be honest, I've been a very happy customer of ConvertKit. It's been a really nice product to use. But there are some things about using ConvertKit that don't really align with my workflow. So ConvertKit is really creator friendly. They were created by people who understand that self-publishing is important and that owning your own content is important. And one of the things they do that I really love is they don't hold your information hostage. So if you host your stuff on ConvertKit and you have your mailing list there, you can choose to move it. You can choose to export it if you want to, and they're really friendly about that. I have truly no complaints about ConvertKit, except that in my case, I'm not just doing a newsletter. I'm publishing things on my website and my newsletter, which involves a lot of moving things around back and forth, and that's where Resend comes in. So my newsletter is based on my own website, which is this guy here, MikeByFulco.com. This is a Next.js website. I've been publishing things here. Hey, look at that. That's today's stream. So I've been publishing things here since 2019, give or take. And this is built in Next.js currently. Along the way, I think it was built initially with Gatsby. I might have built it in Remix at one point, and it's been on Next.js for the vast majority of the time I've been using it. All of the content on this site is written with Markdown, and I use Markdown plus a plugin called Mark MDX. And MDX allows you to add custom components to Markdown. So if you're not familiar with Markdown, it looks like this. Basically, it is a really nice way to write things where you can simply, let me zoom in on that a little bit. You can simply write in a plain text editor, in this case VS Code, my personal sort of code editor of choice. Markdown files have sort of two parts. So this is called the front matter between these three dashes. The front matter are metadata about the file, so title, excerpt, the date, the tags. This is the name of the image that's the cover for this thing. The path, which in my case is part of the URL, and the YouTube ID. All of these are customized. You can put whatever you want here. I can have, add another one here. Hello, YouTube, right? I can do all this if I wanted to. You can do lists, you can do strings, you can do numbers, you can do dates. It's really good at that, and the parsers for Next.js and Markdown are super capable. On my site, I have some things included in the MDX part, which lets me embed like really custom bits of stuff in here. So what we're looking at right now is the content for this post here on my site that I put up this morning. You can see the YouTube embed. You can see this is mirrored one-to-one here, right? If I wanted to on my site, I have some other things I can do. So if I wanted to put another YouTube video in here, YouTube ID equals ABC XYZ, and this will take a YouTube video with a video ID of that and embed it on my site. This is using a thing called MDX. And what MDX does is it allows me to write a custom React component for each of those things. These come from a package called MDX embed, and that just puts a nice iframe of whatever YouTube video onto my site, which is really, really nice to do when you have to do this more than once. If I only wanted to ever put one YouTube video on my site, it might be fine to just copy and paste some iframe code from like the embed feature on YouTube. But if I'm going to do it more than once, this is the way to do it without repeating myself. And so I use MDX here. When I write a newsletter, this is what's been sort of bothering me over time here. Let me undo my changes. So when I write a newsletter, generally speaking, the process is I sit down and brainstorm and write the newsletter in Markdown. And I create a Markdown file in the repo for my blog and start writing here and sort of composing the final version of it in my VS Code editor. So you'll see in my site, which by the way is open source, you can go and see all the content on my site on github.com/mbyfulco. I have this data folder, and in the data folder, I have a few different things. External references is kind of languished. This was meant to be like the back history of all the things I've worked on. And there is a work page on my site that is not really featured any longer. Posts are regular blog posts. So like the one we were just looking at, this live coding post is just a regular content post. And these have most often is the place where I use more of the MDX features. And newsletters is where I've been publishing my newsletter for quite a while. You'll see there's a ton of these in here. And my process for creating a new newsletter is truly just go in here and write, newsletters, create a file called this week's newsletter, for example, .mdx. And honestly, what I do is pretty lazy. I'll go in and grab a recent newsletter. So let's look at last week's, for example. Market changes mean new opportunities. So this one is creators, startups. This one, I go in and I just copy the from matter from the last one and I'll change it. So we'll give this a title of Hello World, this is only a test. And then the excerpt I usually write last. So to do, write this later, put it in quotes, and usually give it some tags. I will do this, and then this, I've kind of created a rough dev situation in my case that this plug here needs to match the file name. So this will be this week's newsletter. One day I'll go and refactor that so I don't have to do that. And then I can write, hello, this is Mike testing on stream. So if I now start my dev server, which I do with turbo dev, looks like I've got some updates that I can do. It will fire up my blog locally on localhost 3000, which takes a second. Oh, looks like, oh, it's running. Okay. So this is the localhost version of my site. I'll zoom in a bit. You'll see the blue bar up here that's kind of indicating that this is my my dev version. So this is the localhost version. Hey, CJ, thanks for joining, man. I appreciate it. And so I'm going to work on this, right? And so this is what it looks like for me to write a newsletter. I'll sit down. Usually I'm like a lot further along in writing the thing. I have a draft of it and I kind of just paste it into a new file. But this is kind of what the scribe process looks like for writing a newsletter. When I say write, I write. In Markdown, I would do, I am streaming today to teach some friends about Markdown, Next.js, and Resend's new broadcast feature. And I will not forget the Oxford comma. I upset Vampire Weekend. Wouldn't want to do that. Don't forget to subscribe. Right? And so all these things I can write in my Markdown here, like hit save, go back and reload this, and you'll see it appears right there. Works really well. This is a nice way to test what it will look like in my browser. The next step after I'm done with this is to copy and paste this into ConvertKit's tools and then go edit it in the ConvertKit editor, make sure everything looks good. I move all of my images over and go through kind of a painful process of doing that every week. And then I hit broadcast and send it out. What I'm hoping to poke around with is taking the mail format of my ConvertKit version of the newsletter and putting it into Resend. So again, let's go back to Resend. They make email tools for developers. They are React tools, and my site is React-based, which makes it really nice. And that also means that I can, I'm not logged in here, that's a bummer. Sign up with Google, sign in. Oh yeah, okay, good, now I'm logged in. So that means that I can use their tools to do the thing. And so we're going to do a few of these steps here. I'm first going to generate an API key that hopefully you won't see, or I'll have to roll it right away. Let's go over to emails. There's a way to hide that. I'm going to copy an API key and on another screen, paste that into a .env file that you can't see. We'll call it resend API key equals, and I'll save that. Okay, so that happened on another screen, but you're gonna have to trust me, that is what happened. And now we can send an email. So let's look at the docs on Resend. We'll go to the overview here. I've created an API key, which would show up in my API keys thing here. I don't believe you would actually see it if I showed that. You'd see part of it. I don't want to show it. So in Node, they have code for this straight away. This is kind of how you would send one of these things from the command line. It's actually pretty easy to do. And this is unhappy with me because I didn't add an API key from that specific page. So let me do that and then obscure it from you. I see. You know what? gives me a button to send an email. So I just click that button to send an email with that key, which I guess I'll show, and then I'll just roll. So I click this send an email button, it did the thing. Nice. Okay, let's go roll that key. It sent the email to my email address, which is nice of them. And I'm immediately going to remove that key because that's good hygiene. All right. Okay, so we will now get into some of the React stuff with this. So this is actually sent an email. If I open up my personal Gmail where it sent it to, I get a nice hello world, which looks like this. Let me bring it over here. Hello world, congrats on sending your first email from onboarding at resend.dev. Super cool, nice and straightforward. We're going to get a little further than that today, and the idea is to do a couple of things. So they have super nice features for sending emails that are branded well. So we're going to build an email template that sort of mirrors the one I have within ConvertKit, and we are going to take that and use it in the broadcasts feature, which lets you set up a essentially a newsletter-like feature. So sending emails to a large group of recipients simultaneously. There are two parts to that. One is creating the email template and publishing, well, I guess it's three parts. Create an email template, create the content to put in an email, create an audience, and then you hit send. And so audiences in this sense are groups of email lists that are related. I've created an audience here called stream testing, which I will add to fire off emails during the stream today. So let's get into that. I'm really excited about it. We're going to do a few things to get into this process here. So first we'll add this Next.js stuff. We have created an API key. I've already verified the domain for my site, and I'm going to come in and do npm add resend. Actually, I use Yarn for this site. We're going to use Yarn add resend. So let's open a terminal window here. We'll clear it. We're going to do yarn add resend. Oops, hey, it was already in the paste buffer. So this adds resend is a dependency to my project, which is nice. For a variety of things, we'll actually probably use resend to send a nice little confirmation email when someone subscribes as well. The next step is to create an email template, which is actually really nice with some of the features that friends at Resend have built. We are going to just bar none copy what's in here. So we'll create components / email template. Let me expand this column a little bit. In my components folder, I'm going to make a email templates. And then we will do email-template. Actually, I tend to do email template CSS. And we're going to paste in this code here. I'll be pleased. Hit save. Interface email templates props use a type instead of an interface. Sure. That is my rules that I have set up. We'll do that. And we'll go from here. So we're going to send an email using React. And this says create an API file under pages, API send if you're using the pages router, which is what I'm using. There's also an app router version of this where you create app API send. And this is what we will use to fire off the server-side email request. So we'll copy this. We are going to open up source pages API, and we'll do email and yes. So paths are going to be a little bit different here, but okay. And so we'll hit copy. We'll copy this code here. This is importing things incorrectly, but we'll fix that in a second here. So this is a Next API route, which has a request and a response. We will change some of the syntax here, make my TypeScript rules a little happier. Import default handler, put an async here, make that happy, and then we're going to import this email template and import it, please. import type email template from notes email templates / email template. There we go. I should be a little happier. Type import email template using red decorator metadata. Don't really know what that means. Type imports. Okay. Just doesn't need me to be explicit about it. That's great. And so now it's probably angry about the type for this resend email that it's missing text. But I actually think that might be okay in this case. So what this will do, let's read through the code here. I'm just going to put in text. I don't think it'll do anything, but that'll at least make the TypeScript interpreter happy for now. I'm going to remove this line before long, but so this is an API route handler in Next.js, which runs on serverless infrastructure on hosting. So when a request comes into this send.ts endpoint, it will send an email from onboarding at resend.dev to the address that's put in here with this subject, and it will go out into the world. And we use this email template here to render the React for this component. And so this says email template has a first name. We're going to send an email that essentially looks like welcome first name. So we're passing in the first name of John here. And so this will be an email from onboarding at resend.dev to this address. Subject will be hello world, and the email will say, welcome John, in an H1. So in an email. There's some error handling here in case the email fails to send. We'll get a response of 400 and a JSON error. And actually, I think what we might do is console.error just in case. And we'll do JSON.parse stringify error null 2. And we will do error sending email. Just give myself a nice print in case that does happen. So to hit this, there's a bunch of things we can do, but we can click a button on the client side, for example, that would fire off this email. So let's start there. Cool. So before we do that, let's jump into the docs, make sure there aren't any steps I've missed. Try it yourself. Next.js example with the pages router. Oh, that's cool. They give you the full source code here, which looks like a GitHub repo. And how are they triggering the email in here? Open the URL in the browser, localhost 3000, because we can do that. One of the things that we'll add in before long is something here to check to make sure this request is only coming from this site. Do the trick. And so that'll send a 401. We should also check to make sure this is a post request. There we go. Thank you to our pals at GitHub Copilot for setting me up for success there. Making me look smarter than I am. I like it. Okay, cool. So to run this, we do yarn dev. And that will spin up my site on localhost 3000. I could have run turbo dev too, force of habit that I still run yarn dev for the site. Again, that will put me with, if I pull up my localhost version of the site, it'll load here. Nice. Okay, now if I want to send an email, first I'm going to comment out the post request thing, and we will test this by navigating to API email send. So this will be localhost 3000 API email, and actually let's send it to myself. Hello at mikebyfullco.com. We're going to say Mike, testing on stream. Okay. And I should get my name right. If I navigate to API email send, hit go. Oh, named export HTML not found. Okay. what did we do wrong here? So I bet I'm missing a dependency that's needed here. Get there. I can face it. No, it doesn't look like it actually. Okay. First, let's check to see if I actually sent an email just now. Feels like something we might want to do. We'll go to logs here. / email 11 minutes ago. Okay, so nothing seems to have happened since then. That's fun. See, I bet this is to blame. I don't know why I'm getting a type error here though. This is saying text is missing in type. I don't think that should really be the case here. So let's go over to here and send again. I'm still getting an error. I should say that I haven't actually done this before, so I haven't like practiced for the stream. Beautify is a common JS module. Oh boy, we might be getting into some hairy TypeScript stuff. See what their TS config looks like. Module interop, true. Let's make sure I've got all these TS config. This is kind of a hairy thing with the state of JavaScript right now, where there's lots of growing pains because of the change from export default to module.exports style compilation for node modules. So dom.iterable ES Next. We are using a newer target, ES 2017, which should be okay. Allow JS true, skip libcheck, true. Force consistent casing and file names, true. No emit, true. Incremental, true. ES module interop, true. That's what I was expecting. Module ES Next. Resolve JSON module true. Module resolution, node. Isolated modules. JSX further. Okay. Not quite sure what I did here. I have a few paths defined, which let me have shortcuts for components, which is nice. I can kind of go back and change that. Some additional includes and some excludes here. That all looks about right to me. So here's the next step when I hit something like this. The remit is rarely to just give up, right? We want to figure out kind of what's going on here. And so there is almost always in every case someone who's bumped into the problem you're having. So I'm going to do this and put it into our old friend Google. And export type not found. So an express server written with module ES 2020. What I have to do is remove curly braces from the types. That should work. Interesting. This is on a package that is not ours. And so I suspect the problem here is coming from the import. What is likely happening? Let me explain a little. This is saying named import HTML is not found. Common JS module. That means something somewhere is importing JS Beautify and in a way that we're unhappy with, and it looks like that's coming from React email. So we're going to start by adding JS Beautify as a dev dependency. I don't know if that'll actually help, but can't hurt. Oh yeah, we'll see it down here too. Great. We're going to do yarn I JS Beautify -d, and we won't paste it again. Ugh. So many syntactical things to get through here. Sweet. So that's added. So now we'll see in my package list, we should have JS Beautify added down here. Let's see if that changes anything. It might not. Let's go into the JS Beautify GitHub repo and see what they say about it. When we search for the exact error we were getting, okay. Next up, we'll check Resend. Search maybe React email. Search their issues for. Here we go. Look at that. Okay. Go into manual, change all the versions to recent versions to start working. Okay, let's do that. Let's see what version of React email render we have. The render. Did I not install package? That doesn't seem right. Surely I did. Resend. React email is a transient dependency of this. Let's install that explicitly true. 2. No, there is. That should go into dev dependencies. React email. We'll get there. So this is the first open source project that Resend made, and we're going to try installing this. Email/components. I know what -e does. That's interesting. We'll find out. We're gonna add React email / we're gonna add this as well. And this thread said that it should be fixed in 01 or 012, so that should see the trick. Okay. I'm gonna try a few things here. We'll go to the next big. We're gonna do transpile packages. Yes, beautify. That didn't do the trick either. Alright, we'll get there. And part of the challenge here is we're not using Resend. We're not using Resend's, or we're using Resend directly, so we should look at issues on this package, perhaps. JS. Go to npm site, search for the package, and find the GitHub repo. Resend labs, resend node, issues. I'm just going to search for JS Beautify. JS error. Nice. I'll resend at 2 there. They use a different dependency. Yeah, but I don't think 2 will have the nice fresh features I want. Okay, let's go back to basics here. So we're going to go to the docs for resend. We're going to add resend. It's possible I need to update my version of Next as well. Yeah, they're using Next at latest here. I wonder. I definitely could use a dependency update there. Hello, Hekbar Hotmatov. Thanks for joining. Possible Next is to blame. Let's see. Oh, look at all those updates. Let's update our Next dependencies. We'll do some types. That's fine. Tailwind config, turbo config, Tailwind config. All the unscary ones should be easy. Headless UI, environment variable passing, auto prefixer. Why not? Okay. Post CSS, sure. Can you help me with a bit of a review of my GitHub project repository? I'd be happy to take a look, but probably not on stream today. Feel free to drop me a line on Threads if you want to talk there. I'm at Irreverent Mike. I'll type that here because it's. You want to chase me down there? Happy to. What's your project about, Akbar? If this even still runs, I may have to comment out. Okay, we're going to comment out resend on that page and just see if the site still runs. Don't save. For test exercise for a QA position. Man, I mean, a review of an interview activity is ethically questionable, I think. If you have specific questions, we can talk about it maybe, but that's wading into some interesting territory, I think. Let's go into send.ts. We're going to just comment out some of this stuff right now, and I will have this endpoint just do nothing. So we'll do data. Oops, wait, comment that out, please. Then we'll do data equals. Oh, get the site running with the newest version of Next. Do its thing. Here we go. There's my hello world. Okay, so site is working, right? I can view normal localhost here. Cool. Hello world, this is only a test. Love it. It's still working. So let's do a quick commit. And we're going to do a new, well, maybe I'll rename this branch. Make a new branch from main. Okay. And unstage all these things. We'll add these guys. We're going to undo this because this didn't seem to solve the problem. On the chat, my link was deleted. Yeah, I don't think YouTube chat will let you share a link. Again, hop over to Threads and we can chat there if you want. I hope you do well on your job interview. Okay, it's still running. Great. So let's slowly start putting stuff back in here. So this do error equals undefined. Okay. Great. I did not save that. That should still be working in both of these places. Great. Okay. Now is where we get messy. We're going to use this import. Start with text. Yeah, boy. Okay, let's see if that sends an email. Resend is not defined. Oh, is that what I did? Wait, did I copy that in or did I type that in? Correct their code example. Resend from resend. Look at that. There's a typo in here. Hey, that's an easy one. I'll send that over to my homies at Resend. Oh, wait, did I miss this line? Hold up. Oh, that's commented out. Okay. Never mind, no typo. Resend team, you're doing great. Okay. Looks like might be an error here. Resend is not defined. We got through that. Did I just send myself an email? Oh, Build.js Beautify. Wrapping out on me here. We might have to go back to more basics on this. I think what's happening is we're having some challenges arising from Next.js compatibility with my TypeScript setup, which is like an annoying problem to have to deal with while I'm streaming, but something that's ultimately addressable. I'm also curious why I'm getting this TypeScript error on resend.emails.send. Emails and create email options. Require at least one. Email render options. Okay. And so I think if I provide a React element here, this thing should be happy. As I'm reading it, I think my TypeScript compiler is on here. But just for the sake of it, let's go back and we will try resend 2, and we're going to do fresh install. Cool. All right, go to yarn dev. I think this might work more directly out of the box now. Could be wrong. You can only send test emails using your own email address. Okay, clear. That's cool. Okay, let's go to resend and go to resend. Oh no. Okay. I think I've created an irksome situation for myself where I'm just going to keep showing my own damn personal email address on here. Because I logged in with Google, it's even harder. Okay, well, That's right. Let's press on. Oh, let's actually look at their code because they provide a test email as well. Onboarding at resend.dev. Ah, okay. And delivered at resend.dev. Fine, we'll send it to delivered at resend.dev. I like that. Cool. That's a nice response of 403. Okay. Meanwhile, we can also, there we go. Look, we sent an email successfully. So we can also now go to the resend dashboard and see a log that we sent two emails that failed because they went to the wrong address. That's cool. And one test email that succeeded. And this has a nice doc type. This is rendering a React template. You can see there's a H1 in there. That's not just plain text. So that's working. That functionality is there and is correct in version 2. I really don't know why this is so annoying. But I wonder what happens if I also send text. Let's see what happens. Accept that. Empty string for text. Okay, let's do this. Okay, let's see what we got now. Let's resend. Just out of curiosity. Hey, that still used the template. Oh, it's got HTML and text. I actually don't know what will have ended up being fired off as an email. Ah, there we go. Welcome, Mike. Okay. This did use my template there. Oh, and there's a plain text version, so you can use text as a fallback. That's super neat. Very thoughtful. Okay. Cool. All right. So let's move on then. So here's the thing. I don't think that this version of Resend will have broadcast functionality in it, but we'll have to address that head on. Okay, so let's continue on with the next tutorial. Oh, there it is. Okay, that was the whole tutorial. So now we have the challenge of figuring out broadcasts. What I like. Okay. So we've got a bunch of things we're going to do here. One is we'll create contacts in the right audience. And we will do an add contact. We might actually do an update contact. We might send a patch there. We have an audience ID, which we can kind of hard code for now. Oh, I see. The way that update works is by passing the contact ID. Okay, so we won't be doing that. We'll just be doing adding contact, and I'm assuming Resend will take care of like duplicates and whatnot on their end. We can of course test that and find out. So next step, we are, I think, going to have the unfortunate chore of figuring out what's going on with these dependencies if broadcasts don't work. But for next step, we're going to make a email subscription form. Right, so let's start with things where they are. We'll worry about this email template later. This one is fine. Send.ts, kind of working. We can turn on this post feature later on as well. And this we will no doubt wrestle with. But let's go to, we're going to make a new page where we'll test this from. We'll go to pages. We will do resend. And we're going to do index.tsx. We're going to make a very simple page. That we'll do return. And we're going to do, oh my goodness, please, main, resend test page. We'll do newsletter. can make a component called Resend Newsletter Up, which we will work on next. Components. I have all these newsletter sign up things. We'll make a Resend Newsletter Sign Up, which we'll probably rename later, but this will probably be a form of some sort, but we'll see. Hey, look at that. That's kind of nice. Okay. Okay, cool. So we go to localhost 3000/resend. Let's close this so we don't keep sending emails. We'll get a very gross looking page that should just have a form on it. Okay, there's my resend test page. We'll make it look a little bit nicer by putting a container around it, which will make it behave a little nicer. And then I'm going to change this to a heading. Components that are pre-built for my site. That's nice. And then this is a Tailwind site, so I can do things like add some margins here, add a padding, and a font XL, or text XL rather. We can just kind of wrap this for now. Okay. Actually, now that I think of it, that should probably go inside of this guy. Okay. Cool. So this is a input box. Hello world. We should make that look nicer. We can do from Tailwind UI. Components. Application UI inputs. I'm just going to copy some nice looking code for an input here. From Tailwind UI, which I have a license for. I don't know if I can show what's behind the license stuff on screen, which is why I am holding off from doing that. So bear with me for a second while I copy some code. Tailwind UI, if you don't know about it, is a very nice collection of Tailwind friendly controls and sort of designs. So I am right now on their site browsing through. I'll show you the page I'm on, and then I will show you the page I'm where I'm headed after that. But if I come here, tailwindui.com, really nice licensed library of Tailwind components that all kind of have a consistent look and feel to them. We go to components, we can go to application UI, and then inputs forms. There we go. Sign in and registration. It has a nice little sign in thing for me here. And so we can make a nice little, I wonder if they even have a newsletter. Yeah, newsletter sections. Nice. All right, we're going to steal one of these whole cloth. We'll start from here. So gives you an enter an email and a nice little call to action here. Which one do we like the most of these? I think I want, well, let's see what's on my site right now. So I have this fairly basic thing. I think this could be nicer. Let's start here. I like these. Another nice thing about these is that they are responsive. So this says get the code. If you go and get a license for these, which is, I believe, a fixed price once, you can go and get the code and copy it directly. I don't know what I'm really hiding here because I'm about to copy and paste this code onto the screen anyway. But hey, you know, throwing caution to the wind here. All right. So I've got it open in a tab with all the React code here. Grab all that, hit copy, paste in the form, all the good stuff in it, and save. And now go back to my site and go back to my test page, resend. There we go. We've got this nice thing, which actually looks like it no longer needs that container around it, which is tidy. We can do this. Put it all in a fragment. There we go. Okay. So a couple things here. We're going to put a first name next to this, or in line with it, whatever. Somewhere in there, we're going to put a first name, and because we want to collect that. That's what I've been collecting, at least for my newsletter, since its inception. This is React, by the way. Yeah, sorry, I just saw your question. Yeah, this is React code. It's a Next.js site. So we're going to update this sign up form and then basically modify it so that when the form is submitted, when this button is clicked, or maybe form on submit, do a function. So do subscribe. Make a function called subscribe. There you go. Nice. We have to give this button a name. Okay. Great. We'll show this working in a second here. This button type equals submit. We'll submit this form. This should grab this prevent default when we hook it up. Okay. So we have console log when we hit that button. We'll open up the console, clear the console, and zoom in on the console so you can see what's going on. And when I hit submit, you can do subscribe. Subscribing to newsletter. There we go. Okay, it looks like we didn't actually get an email there. But we can work on that, right? That's all Reacty stuff we can do. So we can set this up as a controlled component that will. Oh, I see. I've named both my button and the other thing email. That's not good. Do it again. There we go. Subscribing, Mike at helloworld.com to newsletter. Let me disable post hog. Post hog provider. Let's just here for the time being because that's sending me lots and lots of debugs. Post hog.js send. Still sending me lots of debugs. Because I have a post hog.init. Okay. Post hog.capture. That should be fine. Okay, cool. We'll clean that up a bit. So do hello@example.com. You'll see subscribing them to newsletter. That's fantastic. So we're also going to add this input for our first name, which we will do by copying and pasting here. And this type is going to be text. And name will be first name. Someone's calling me. My dad's calling. Back later. Hey, Dad. Do div class name equals flex call gap x gap y for, and that will stack these labels and inputs. Kind of what we want. Okay. They both stand your email. We have a fat subscribe button. We'll fix that in a second. Hold your horses. I'm going to say first name. And name will say John. Oops, first name. I'm going to do placeholder is It's fun is good enough. Or maybe we do want these to be board. Yeah, actually that looks pretty good. Okay, we can work with that. I don't yet. I don't have a privacy policy. I should add one to my site. Okay, so do. Now we have a form that should get us the things we want. Hit subscribe. Here we go. Subscribing Mike to the newsletter. Lovely. Okay. Here's where we want to send this to the API route. Yeah, I love that. Which will subscribe me to the newsletter here. Let's look at how that gets done in the Resend API. Form to work from. Let's see. Close some of these pages we've got open here. Add contact. So this is the goal here. Is to resend a contact set create. We may not even need to do this server side. Well, we want to do this server side, I think. We'll try it. Yeah. You know what? Let's do a couple of things. I want to look at their Next.js implementation of this. I think they probably would have put. Oh no, they just did the API route here. Okay. Okay, fair enough. Very nice. Web component email template. Got it. Okay. Fine. All right. We'll figure that part out for ourselves. All good. This is the fun part about some of this stuff. So we're going to create a contact here using this. See how far we can get with just this. Something tells me this is going to blow up in a similar way to what we were doing before. And this is going to be process.end. Okay, that's why it needs to happen server side, because we don't want to be messing around with sharing API keys in the client. Okay. Pages, API, email. We will do subscribe. And we're going to start with this code because it has all the nice handler code. We will hollow it out here. Okay. Love it. We don't need this. We do need resend set up in here. We're gonna have to grab an audience ID. I don't know what this ID is, but we'll find one. In here. Okay. Resend context.create. Wait, this gives me back a create contact response. It's in a create contact response. Oops. Wanted. Data or error. Love it. Okay. Before we actually start firing these, we are going to just demonstrate that we are getting our first name and email out of the inputs. So const first name email equals body in the body. That. Okay. And let's just move this console from here over. These need a type. Let's take a type now. We might have to look this up. This is one of those things that I look up every time I do this. Hey, you can see some of my old code in here. We had some webhooks set up. These are all actually empty. Delete. Yes. Delete. A weekend or two ago, I was playing around with transistor.fm's API and having a rough time of it. Okay, so let's just console.log the body for now. And we'll send back a data. Tape everything we get. We won't include that there. Okay, so now we're trying to go to pages, email, subscribe. API email subscribe, my bad. Errors not defined. Of course. Funny enough, we'll fix that by making error undefined. Success. Okay. We should have in here. Okay, rect.body is empty because we just hit it from the URL. But if we hit it from, form that we were just looking at, what happens? So here's what we're going to do there. We're going to use the good old-fashioned fetch. This will be not API newsletter, but what do I call it? API email subscribe. What we do wrong here? Okay. Down one size on that. Let's do it. We got a basic response. We got a 401 unauthorized because I have this in here. Do this, do it again. I'm not saving. Again. Close 3000 API email subscribe. Status 401. Let's do a rebuild on the project. Mm-hmm. It's a little hard to tell from where I'm sitting, but I think YouTube is telling me that there's a handful of people watching. Maybe if you are watching currently, I would love to know where you're watching from. Say hello. Okay. Try again. You know what? I'm also going to, for now, put some values in these things. Keep typing these. Response redirected false. Oh, you know what? I wonder if this is throwing. Where did that come from? Problems. False status 401. What's happening in the terminal here? Here, maybe API email send is what I have called it. Oh, wait, no. API email subscribe. Or the name of this thing. Oh, I went and. Okay, let's do ourselves a favor and close this file so that I don't do that again. But I'm getting a 401 because this thing is still saying it's a 401 when it hits that. All right, subscribe. Okay, status 200. Body. Readable stream, right? Okay. So, rec.body, we got an email and a first name in there. Love to see it. Do it again. Subscribing John to newsletter. Cool. Let's do this in 2 steps. Okay. There we go. Able to extraction here. If we don't get an email, we want to return here with a missing email. And if there's not a first name, we're okay with it. Some people just don't want to supply their first name, and that's fine by me. I can still send you an email without your first name. It'll just be a little less personal in that case. Alrighty. So now is when we want to get into the resend part. And let me go grab the audience ID for the test audience here from Resend off screen. And maybe put it into a environment variable. That seems like a good idea too. Okay, 1 second, pulling this off screen. Okay, great. So we're gonna have to restart. Oops. 1 second, gotta save it. I'm gonna close it. All right. We're going to, I don't know what this audience ID is, but we want this to be that. And because of that, we need to go and redo this. Ooh, we got some problems, y'all. You provided a value prop to a form field without an on-change handler. This will render a read-only field. If the field should be immutable, use default value. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Honestly, I don't often set up forms this way, but this time we're sticking to as close to basic HTML-iness as we can. Let's hit subscribe again. Nice. Ooh, 400 bad requests this time. What did we forget? API is restricted to only send emails. Ooh, I need a different API key for that. Okay. Create an API key for that. Again, doing this off screen. Okay, I need to rip this off screen again and paste my API key with one that is full access. Okay, and so now if I submit this and this runs, we should be creating a contact here. We want to come through first name and email, our inputs, and just like that. Audience ID. Somehow, I don't think these are set up like that. We were good with this a minute ago, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's do first name like that. Thank you. We don't have a last name. We have an email that we're passing in, and the objections here I straight up don't believe. This might be a 3.0 change too. So what this should do is we have an audience on resend. Oops, go back here. We have audiences on resend. Failed to load page. Uh-oh. 1 second, let me log back in. Okay. Cool. Okay, so we have this audience on resend, which we want to add context to. Executing this call to resend API should do that. And then we should pass back this JSON data coming back from it. So this should probably say like subscribed and maybe an ID or an error if it fails. So let's see what happens. We will come in and flip this page again, my test page, refresh it, and hit subscribe. Actually, I'm going to pull them up side by side so we can watch together. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this terminal here, where we'll see the API route stuff, and this terminal here, where we would see any problems in the browser, responses from the browser. And then we'll go over to Resend and hopefully see John and hello@example.com added as a contact. There goes nothing. We're sending email. We're sending email. Why would we send an email? The ID must be a valid UUID. Okay, we got a validation error. Let's go into our resend audience, see if we did anything. No. What do logs say? Audience is undefined contacts. Aha. I did not pass in an audience ID that works here. So that means my environment variable isn't working. Look at that. Okay. Verified that we have that, but there might be a better way to pull it in here. So and here, you know what? It might actually be the case that we need to do first underscore name, then audience underscore ID. Suspect that these are v2.0 to v3.0 changes. Okay, let's start everything over again and try again. Hear this. Hear this. Hear this. Hit submit. Subscribing. Down to newsletter. It looks like it succeeded. Let's go into our resend logs. We added a contact here. Bingo. If I go to my audience, hello@example.com. Bingo. Okay, cool. We could remove this contact should we so want to. Super nice. Okay. It took us nearly an hour and a half to get here, but now we have a mailing list. We can subscribe people to it. We should probably do something when we subscribe on the form. And so we're going to start in on that bit next here. Oops. So let's do a little use state action here. Subscribe, let's see. Subscribe set subscribe, we'll start there. Equals use state false, we need to import use state, and we need to start using subscribe. So looking back into here, response, got a body of readable stream, okay. And what we're gonna do is when the response comes back, we'll get these back. And we know that the data will have an email in it, I believe. Well, let's see what was in the. Oh, we didn't actually print out. Unsubscribe here. We should do a. Email subscription succeeded. Data. Okay. I'm starting to warm up to having more console logs in my life. I kind of like the idea of seeing these in my logs after the fact on Vercel, so I know what happened. We also will do here a couple of things. Well, let's worry about that later. So I think I'm probably actually I want to know what happens when I try and subscribe someone who's already subscribed. Let's do it. Okay. All right. Email subscription succeeded. Like it. And what does it say on resend? Subscribed once less than a minute ago. Okay, cool. So we can keep resubscribing the same dude. Test this over and over, which I like. Okay. And here, response from API route is, yeah, okay. Right again. Response from API route is undefined. JSON. Before we get into all that, we're going to do subject contact. Oh, we get back a contact. Okay, I think we don't want to pass that back here. We're just going to do a message. We should check to see what happens if we don't read here. How would I check that? So this will do one way. We would looks like it succeeded. It did. We have too many checks in place. This will make sure we have a well-formatted email. Why would this ever fail? I don't know why this would fail. We should handle that case. Let's take out the required here, and we will submit this without an email. Found autocomplete. Oh, that's first name. Okay. We're going to submit without requiring an email. Message missing email. Okay. So if this that error or the JSON message. We'll do set error, and then on this form we're going to display our error here. Okay. Delete this. Ooh, JSON is not defined. I think I can put this here. It'll be it either way. Okay, so missing email. I like it. And actually I want to put this error below this guy so that it doesn't shift the layout so much. Yeah, actually maybe we'll put it here and just always have a paragraph here. We'll leave the space for it. Okay, if we refresh this, oh, and then if we succeed, we should do set error. No. And wait. Set the error to no. Do we ever have undefined that either string or no? Okay. So if we get an error on this form, we will say, oh man, missing email. I do hello@example.com, it should succeed, which is nice. Succeed. And then in here, let's render subscribed. We will disable the form. How do we disable a form? That's form control. No, form. Form. What are these things called? Form. Oh man, I always forget this. HTML disable form. There's a sub thing, a field set. Thank you. It goes on the field set, not the form. And we will close the field set really here. Okay. Well, let's add a class name. We succeed, so this will go disabled. And what we're gonna do, nice little message down here. So oof, hard to end. Might do something prettier than this before long, I think. That just added a bunch of layout shift there. So let's render something on top of our field set. That's fun. So what I'm going to do is dim this out and put something over top that says thanks for subscribing. We will do let's see. This is where I get into HTML messes fairly regularly. Zoom out on that a bit so I can get my tools back. What we want to do here is I guess we could replace this whole thing with a success message, but that's less fun. I just want to replace this guy. Position. This one's going to have relative, and this is going to be absolute. Okay, and then we'll do BG dash whatever this background is. Gray 900 border blue border pink. Ah. Okay. Oops, let's put this side by side so we can kind of see. Let's do a word wrap on my code, which I don't usually do, but run out of space here. Border pink 100. Okay. Wait. Something like that, but less horrible. And let's do, instead of top 0, do bottom 0. And W full ain't doing what I expect it to do. Let's see what's in the what I really want this thing to be is as wide as the form, which needs to go W full. Oh, it is. Uh-huh. You know what? That looks really gross. Let's just replace. Oops, let's just do this. So we are going to render the field set if we haven't subscribed. Render the field set. And the full, yeah, great. What we're gonna do, I see. Okay. Just a refresh. So now we don't need all of that absolute or bottom 0 or Z50 margin. Okay. These paddings. border. We're going to simplify this quite a bit. Hey, that's not too bad. Let's put a nice emoji in here, maybe a rocket. Yes, thanks for subscribing. Please check your inbox to confirm your subscription. Confirm your subscription. Great. Alrighty. We're making pretty good progress here. We have a subscription form that does things. We've probably sent a billion requests to my Resend, but should only have the one contact. We have logs. We have a whole stack of these at this point. Great. 201 status might mean HTTP 201. Remind me. Graded. Okay. Yep, we did it. All right. I will go and change the copy of this thing. I do kind of like get products that matter. Like this. That looks nice. So improvements. Ship products that matter. Love it. It is hard working in word wrap here. Definitely. The products that matter. Why isn't it pink? Oh, it is pink. Okay. Tiny improvements. Ship products that matter. I'm okay with that. I really like the format I have on, I guess it's on the home page. Or maybe it's at the bottom of each post. Okay. Sorry for the blur. Up into a post. Somewhere in here I have a nice call to action. You have products that matter. Do it the other way around. We're gonna make that a span so it's not italics. And we're gonna bust this into here. The products that matter. Pretty sure I have this in a config somewhere. Yes. Config.newsletter.short description. Okay. We want to get all these text size things out of here. X3XL. I think that would it sucked. Okay, that was not good. Oh my god, I'm lost. Oh, okay. Should be here. To it, share products that matter. We will do where's that language coming from? Oh, it's just not anywhere. Okay. I'm just gonna full meal copy this thing. Ooh. No spam ever. No spam. Yeah, no spam ever. I like that. Okay. Cool. I kind of got distracted here and went into a design task unintentionally, but that's the nature of my life. Okay. Let me do one other thing. This flex, I'm going to do LG flex all. And then 4. Nah. Okay. The last thing we want to do is make it so that this is centrally aligned here. How do we do this with the grid? Grid, CSS grid, vertical line. display flex. There we go. Okay, that's cool. We can do that. I think it's this one line items we don't want. Okay, so we'll do justify center flex column for the form. Flex all justify center. Right, so now it's nicely laid out. You really bump up the font size too. Oof. That's annoying. So this is can you tell I don't deal with grids too often? What's happening is we're going past the max width of our grid here. Right, you can see the subscribe button is outside of this thing. Maybe we want John to shrink. Better? Yeah, okay. We'll even set this to max width. Well, no responsive viewer here. So, oh my god, that sucks so much. Oh, come on, that's insane. This guy needs a flex wrap. Good set. This guy. Yeah, okay. I'll take it. Good enough for now. Okay, so we've got a nice form going here into it. We'll clean that up and make the design a little nicer. Honestly, I probably should have just started with that other one that I like that I pointed to earlier. Probably should have just started here and rebuilt this form. It's okay. So, next feature I want is my number of subscribers on the newsletter, which is in an API function we can work on next. API newsletter stats. Right now I'm pulling that from the ConvertKit API, but we can get it from Resend. They have it in their IT. Audiences, list audiences. So we want to list audiences. We want to retrieve audience, single audience, List contacts. I really don't even want the list. I want the count of the list. Maybe this isn't in here yet. Yeah, okay. Well, that feels like a feature request. We'll skip that for now. I have found the reason I want this, by the way, is I found that showing social proof that people subscribe to my newsletter has been really helpful along the way. As it grows, as more people subscribe, more people are apt to come here and then subscribe themselves. So I want to have that in place. It's a feature request for my pals at Resend then. Alrighty, so let's check my phone for messages. All good. All right, let's do the next step. Let's look at the broadcasts part of this. 2 hours into the stream. All right, so here's what we want to do now is be able to send a broadcast programmatically. And there's a few ways I think I might end up doing this. One is I could set up a GitHub action that when I merge to production a newsletter, I can fire off the appropriate broadcast. I can also just do it from a command line and point to an email. Let's look at what the broadcasts. Oh, by the way, I keep meaning to show this. These are all the features they launched this week. So broadcasts and audiences, which are tightly coupled. M2 inbox in Asia is faster. The batch emails API, which is like broadcasts, but not quite. More for transactional emails that need to go out to a lot of people. And then React Email 2.0, they updated their React Email docs, which is really cool. So we'll probably start using this next in light mode. Coming in hot today. Wow, good for them. Damn. Okay. Add React Email to any JavaScript or TypeScript project in minutes. Automatic setup. I mean, this sounds cool. Let's try this. First, before we do that, let's get a commit in place. This is kind of a work in progress thing. I'm going to get rid of the dev dependencies I added earlier for React Email. Okay, and prettify Next.js, whatever that was called. Maybe I did get rid of that. Okay, let's do a quick npm I. Save that. And do a yarn, and we'll start a commit here. So, I actually don't even want this, so I'm going to discard changes to this. I'm just going to delete that, actually. No, actually, we'll work with this next. That's fine. Okay. Resend newsletter, sign up. I need this config here. Okay. Email template. That's a fake newsletter, but that's fine. And.ts. We don't want this. I'm not going to use this well, I'll use this endpoint for confirmation emails, perhaps. Let's put that into place. Put subscribe into place. Resend test page will be there for now. Need to save on post hog. Just leave in place for the stream. And great. Okay. So we're going to call this resend email. Okay, so do this part. Learn create email, which should add a project alongside my project for flavoring emails. We should see a new folder appear in here somewhere. Give it a sec. working on it. A little slower than I would expect. Doing something. That is taking a while. Why is it thinking so hard? Very confusing. This appears to be Copilot. Okay. These are not moving. Let's try again. Weird. Yep. Ooh. Back in the same place. Waiting. Something ain't loading right. Well, while that's thinking, let's read along here. So this creates a project alongside your project. You then install dependencies for it and run it, and it spins up this nice previewer for emails, which is what we're going to use to set up and configure an email that looks like my brand at least a little bit. We will make that kind of look alongside what I have on Resend. We'll use that as the template for what we send off to the Broadcasts API next, and that so let's look at the Broadcasts feature. Actually, let's go to the Resend forward page and look at the docs for Broadcasts. Send marketing emails. Okay, so who's this for? You can use it to send newsletters, product launches, investor updates, etc. The no-code editor makes it easy for anyone to write, format, and send emails, which is pretty slick. That's cool. Markdown support. This is what I'm excited about. You prefer to write your emails in Markdown, you can do that too. So I'm thinking at worst, I can copy and paste my literal Markdown from each newsletter into here. It'll be nice. Custom styling. So there's some global styles, which are nice too. Starting point is also very, very good. I'll poke around with this in a second here. We can test and send emails to your personal inbox. Then there's performance tracking. I actually may be somewhat mistaken about this, that this might not be doable from an API just yet. Let's look at that. Oh, that's not one. This is React email. Resend API reference. Actually, don't see anything about broadcasts in here, so that may not be where we're at yet. So the next state for me with these broadcasts might actually be like templating out what I want my emails to look like, and using the subscribe form that we just poked around with to add to my mailing list, right? And then send to that list from Resend when I'm ready to send a newsletter. So let's do it. What I want to start with is, who's this for? I want to start with the editor for this. Custom styling, changing global styles. Heck yeah. Okay, broadcasts. Hop into this untitled one. We're going to go to styles. These are my global styles, which is so good. It already looks really nice. So actually, why don't we do this as an example? I'm just going to copy one of my recent newsletters. Source, data, newsletters, and what was my last one called? It would be called Creator Startups. This one. Okay, images are going to be a challenge. And they always sort of will be, because I use Cloudinary to host images on my site, but let's paste. Oop. Hey, that didn't work. also didn't work. Tell me about Markdown, my friends. Copy and paste content from applications like Notion, Google Docs, iWriter, and many others, maintaining formatting consistency. Maybe the image thing being in there is throwing it off. Let's try. Oh, that doesn't appear to be working for me just great. Just yet. The editor works nice. I can type and mark down and it'll work directly. But let's do a copy paste list. Add anything. It looks like that's a little buggy. Copy and paste on the Mac is really weird. Mac and VS Code, it's interesting to me that like a lot of the time when you do just a direct copy paste, you get all of the text formatting too. Like you'll see the font changed here and background color comes along with it. macOS sends a lot of metadata with copy and paste. It's trying to pull in a lot of information. So if I do, I'll delete this, and if I right click, it might show up in this menu. There's paste and match style. Ah, so interesting. Okay. So let's try that again. I'm just gonna grab this. Wow, that's interesting. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. Oh, wow. That was really nice. Let's not figure out images, and that's okay. Like, I know I've got to do this. I have these locally, so generally speaking, I can pop into my downloads folder and grab the images for the email. Let's look at styles for body typography. Border color. Ooh. Okay, we bumped into a bug there. That's okay. That's actually feedback for the team as well. So a couple of things here. One is pasting on a Mac is a funky experience. Pasting Markdown from VS Code didn't work. I straight up got a crash when I tried to edit the style of a horizontal rule when I clicked on border color. Okay. Oh, and there's a browser console error. You know what? Let's see what it is. I'm boys curious. Okay, look at border color. Properties undefined reading title. So it's probable that they're looking for a title on a section of Markdown there, and that horizontal rules don't have a title. But hey, let's pop an image in here and see what it looks like. Be in here somewhat recently. Yeah. Okay. And I put an alt text here, so I would do market changes mean new opportunities. That's cool. Auto there. Alignment left is fine. There's worse, so they've uploaded it to their side of things. One thing I would like here is the ability to add a caption underneath this. So like, maybe it's possible caption. No, just like the email, sort of standard email thing that is kind of like, or not standard email thing, standard image thing. The big caption with a picture and then text below it would be super nice. Let's test some of these other things that look like they've got in here. So there's an unsubscribe links. It's cool. Like that. There is social links. Oh, nice. Oops, this is linkedin.com/in/mbyfolco. don't have a Discord or Slack. Okay, more feedback for the team. I would love to see a Threads link in here, not just Instagram. I also think maybe all of these should have HTTPS by default. Mastodon would be nice if it showed up in here. Hey, that's super nice. What the heck? Come on, that's really good. Can I style this? Oops, that's just a grabber. That's really nice. Get out of here. I'm so into that. Some funny states there with that. We have link colors. This is something that I would brand. So let's grab. Oh, wow. Something is busting up my browser right now. I can't change tabs. Go back. I think my browser itself may be busted. Weird. Okay, let's do it with the command tab isn't working either. Let me off screen close my browser and bring it back. That's funny. Something in there made Arc upset, which is Arc is a bit of a beta in itself, so not the end of the world. I also do preview text on every one of my emails. I have for a long time been using this boba thing and putting in some pithy joke here for sure. Apply to, I would do hello at mikebyfullco.com. I would love to be able to set that as the default for everything. To stream testing, sure. Oh, test email, I can send it to myself. Any improvements from Mike by Fullco to, okay. Look at these is really nice. This is super cool. Wonder how I can edit this. That's in here somewhere. Give this thing a title. Feature that I will miss from ConvertKit is A/B testing titles, but that's the end of the world. Okay. Cool. So this, I don't know where I can set the settings. I haven't seen those anywhere that I'm aware of. I'm a little afraid to open settings while I'm on stream, so let me do that in my other window here. Things. I got some TP integrations. Yeah, okay. There's probably a setting missing for where that broadcast stuff comes from, or not the broadcast, but the footer thing. And let's see, what else would I want to put in here? I might want to customize lists in general. Maybe. I like to have a nice pink bullet there or something like that. I know I want to customize header styles. So maybe a little more granularity here. Right, like what happens if I do C3A here? Okay, everything changes that color. I'm kind of use an off black here. I can bump up the font size, which I almost certainly would do. Line height, give a little breathing room. That's a really nice feature. Link color. These I always want to be that nice branded pink as well. Let's go grab that. From no longer running my grab this color. You'll notice this is a little darker than that pink because it's more accessible, meaning there's more contrast on white. Easier to read that color. BB2777. Okay. Great, so my links are all nice. I'd like to maybe be able to make these bold instead of underline. And I'm losing styles there, but that's okay. Border colors probably. Oh, this might do my might do my horizontal rules. Not quite. Okay. I wonder what those borders are on. Um, Radius, fine. Oh, that's the button. I see, that's the button. I don't have buttons anywhere. Render a button. What does that look like? What else can I render in here? Text, image, headings, dividers, quotes, code. That's cool. Do a button. Okay. Can I change what this button does? Okay. Oof. Maybe I'm missing something there. Files. I don't want my buttons to appear like that. Maybe I did something wrong there, but that's what I learned from. Okay. Do another button. And then, yeah, I'm kind of expecting there to be like a better link experience for buttons. All that. And finally, let's do a test email. Actually, let me make sure I've tested all the things in here I want to look at. Text, image, heading, bullet list, numbered list. 1, 2, 3. Great. Button, we've done dividers, HTML. Whoa. Okay. Let's go and grab a HTML embed here. This is interesting because God knows what'll actually work in email clients for HTML. I'm going to grab a recent podcast and try and embed the player in here. Who knows what'll happen for that? Surely this will work well in browsers, but not in. Oop. Okay, yeah, I think that's just disallowed. I wasn't expecting to be able to embed iframes in emails. That's just not a thing. A quote. This is a block quote. I would love to be able to style this too. Yep. Background and container. What happens if I do this? Okay. Sure, want that. That's nice. All right, let's send a test email. We're gonna go hello@mike.fullcode.com. We will send a test email and open that puppy up. Doesn't seem to have arrived yet, but I'll keep it out. Let's look at my logs. Tests. Fun. Wonder if. Oh, invalid from field. Ah, okay, got it. That message wasn't super clear. Tiny improvements from Mike. If it's the emoji or the comma is missing. Test email. If this is okay. Cool. Checking my inbox. I get something sent. To look at the logs here. Uncertain. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, I didn't put a subject line in. Let's do that. Run another test. that to look like that if it can. Test email sending. Okay, a little unclear about the formatting here. That may be something that could be guided through, like the from string and then the from email address, then reply to. Honestly, would probably just be the same here. Okay, let's look at it. I'm gonna bust this open in its own window from Gmail, and we can kind of look at it side by side. So it looks pretty dang good. Pretty dang good, y'all. Yeah, nice. I love the like limited column width. That makes it nicer to read. A Gmail pet peeve of mine, maybe this is an all email clients thing, is I would love for this whole column to be centered. In general, this is pretty cool though. I'm into this. Yeah, buttons might not be buttoning like I would expect. That doesn't look right. I would love to know how to edit this. Okay, cool. At this point, I've been at this for 2.5 hours, and I think it might be time for me to take a break. I'm gonna call it quits here. Next things to do from here really are to, oh man, yeah, okay. Next things for me to do from here are to finish up getting the newsletter form on my site to point to Resend, importing all my contacts from ConvertKit to Resend, and sending a test email, test newsletter next week with this, and seeing kind of how that goes. Very cool. This is super cool. I like trying new tools. I like doing this. I'm looking forward to tighter integration, like being able to copy paste my markdown a little more directly. And yeah, you know what? You know what's maybe a worthwhile test too is if I go and grab my last newsletter, if I just copied it from the browser and pasted it. Oh, that'd be kind of cool. I don't know if that works. Like ideally, these things look pretty much like each other. Oh yeah, I'd also like to be able to templatize a signature in there. That'd be super nice. Let's do another broadcast. Go back to broadcasts. We'll create another one and just paste. Oh, that worked perfectly. That's great. That I can use. That makes life so much better. Sick. Wow. Okay. That's great. Okay, cool. So I kind of just need to switch over inputs, right? Like make the form subscribe one to the other. There are some feature requests I for sure have on broadcast here that I would like to use, but I think that this will work really well for me. The next questions I have after sending from here have more to do with what would I see after sending one of these guys, and maybe I can send one real quick and see what that does. Hi, all your favorite creators and apps pivot in January. Let's go back to audiences. Let's quickly subscribe myself to my audience here. I'm going to do it with the form I made because Mike, hello, at mikebyfolco.com. We'll hit submit, subscribe. I'm subscribed, pasty. And now I'm going to actually try and send this to that audience. So, hello at mikebyfolco.com is here. I'm going to remove this one and just send this broadcast to little old me. For the broadcast, let's go to delete this one. And hit send. And test it out. Oh, I also want to see if I can edit this. Yeah, cool. So I could edit this if not. And ideally, I think I would want this unsubscribe last. But yeah, okay, let's send it. Send it to screen testing. Send. No contacts. Unsubscribe link included. Slide to send. Oh, I hope you heard that. That was cool. Hey, no way. Look at that. Oh, that's a nice feature on Resend. We are going to post that right away. What? Okay. Damn. That was tasty. I wasn't expecting that. All right. Yes, we sent a broadcast, posted that to threads. Let's go to view emails. Okay. Broadcasts. And what I really want to see here is awesome, some analytics. So delivered, open rate 100%, click rate 0%, unsubscribed 0. Here's a preview of what it looks like. Ooh, I got something wrong. Maybe this preview is wrong. Let's see. That preview would give me stress. In my inbox, it looks great. Same bugs as we sort of showed before. Broadcast created, sent to contacts. Great. I would love to see more detail here. Who opened, who clicked, and all that other stuff. This stuff is really important for selling ads in newsletters, like who's clicking through, what they're clicking on, how many times they open the email, that kind of stuff. I'm sure that's deep down underneath here somewhere. Like if I look at this, which I just sent, on each of these, I'm sure there is, yeah, okay. So an open count, if I click on a link and I then come back to this, will it show me that? Yeah, click the link. So like an aggregate of all this would be really nice on the broadcast level. And honestly, an API level way to embed these stats would be dope. Like resend.com/stats, there, API v1 stats, and give me delivered, open rate, click rate, number of subscribers, average clicks, average opens, all that good stuff. This is super fun. I'm gonna call it there. I think this was a good poke around stream. I spent a lot more time building a simple form and stuff like that than anticipated. And I think maybe there's some compatibility stuff going on with Resend 3 and Next.js in the current state that I haven't implemented at least. But I'm super into this. Yeah, this was great. The 2.5-hour stream is not what I had anticipated, but it was a good time. Let's call it here. Thanks for joining. And thanks for watching if you're watching this in the future. And to my pals at Resend, thanks for making a very cool product. I am stoked to do more of this and play around with this more. And I just noticed this webhooks. Oh man, that's cool. Okay. Email bounce, click, complain, delivered. Oh, super nice. Wow. Okay, we can do all kinds of fun stuff with that. All right, I'm done for now. Thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday if you're watching it live. If you're watching it in the future, please tell me that you went and voted every year you were supposed to vote and you recycle and stuff like that. All right, y'all. Take care. Thanks so much. See ya.